Day one of NBA free agency is officially here, just a couple of hours away. You're watching Golden State Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. No matter where you are, how you're tuned in, thanks for making today's show a part of your day. We're also going to be doing a bunch of shows over the next several days, over the next few weeks, because the Warriors figure to be busy in NBA free agency. That's why you subscribe to the show, because we keep you in the know with everything that the Warriors do, especially during moments like this of the NBA offseason. And you see these numbers here to my right. We are 16 people away from 57,000 subscribers. Can you be the person who gets us to 57K right on the dot? If you think that's you, type me, hit that sub button right now. As for what we're discussing on the program today, Donte DiVincenzo looks as though he is going to be going elsewhere in free agency. Are the Golden State Warriors all in on re-signing Draymond Green? Could a Jonathan Kuminga trade transpire? And how about a Klay Thompson contract extension? All of this coming your way on the docket. Let's begin here with the player that the Warriors figure to be losing. And I told you this a couple of days ago is most likely going to happen. Make sure you keep an eye out for our YouTube shorts as well, TikTok-style 1-minute videos that we've been doing a lot of work on here on the show. Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype with this: Donte DiVincenzo won't return to the Golden State Warriors, I'm told. He's earned a pay raise. He may double what he could have gotten from Golden State. The Knicks are one of a handful of teams interested. And when the Warriors made this signing at the time last year, I talked about this, that his value was somewhat low at the time. He needed to go somewhere where he could repair his value a little bit, drive his interest up. He was able to do that. He comes to Golden State, has a really good loan season in San Francisco, proved to be a valuable component of that Warriors playoff rotation. And for playoff teams now, this is a player who I still think has good basketball left in him as far as development. I think that he can get better. And when players look at a guy who can guard, he can handle, he can shoot nearly 40% from three, they are willing to pay a guy of that caliber. Won a championship at Villanova, has been a part of some playoff teams at the NBA level, Milwaukee Bucks, Golden State Warriors. He is a winning type of player. My prediction, New York Knicks, 3-year deal, worth about $10 million per, $30 million in total. DiVincenzo headed to the Big Apple, in my opinion. Would you re-sign Donte DiVincenzo? So, with the price tag that he had last year, just shy of $5 million, would you double that if you were the Golden State Warriors? S for sign or P for pass. Now, I told you to subscribe to the show here, but also subscribe to our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, because if you like me and you like what we do here at Chat Sports, I will be helping to lead our main NBA coverage on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. There's going to be a lot that happens. You don't want to miss it. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. Brett Siegel on the Golden State Warriors, taking a look at the Draymond Green situation. Hoops Hype. Aside from lowering their long-term tax bill, one of the main reasons why the Warriors look to move Poole so urgently before this year's draft was to open up room for another high-paying contract on their payroll. This contract spot is being reserved for Draymond Green, as league sources told Clutch Points. The Warriors are solely focusing on keeping their 8-time all-defensive forward. That was part of the reason why I said the Warriors made that trade. They get rid of the long-term money for Jordan Poole. They bring in Chris Paul, who's older, making $30 million, but only for one season. Now with Draymond, they can backload that deal, free up some financial resources so that they can keep him in the only uniform that he's ever known with the Warriors, where he's won 4 championships, has solidified himself as one of the best defensive players of this generation. The offense runs through him, and a critical component of this Warriors culture. Anthony Slater of The Athletic on Draymond's contract, 3 years, has been the conversation from the beginning. That lines up with Steph Curry's current contract. It gives Draymond Green a level of security. When he opted out, it told you he felt he had a market that was at least near the $27.5 million that he declined for next year. So for Warriors fans out there, it looks as though, at the very least, this core of Steph Curry and Draymond Green going to be together until the end of their respective contracts. Will Draymond be a Warrior next year? I think he's going to be a Warrior next year And I think he's going to get that 3-year deal, and he's going to check in $90 to $100 million. Look out for that. That's my prediction on that front. Now to Jonathan Kuminga here as our free agency rumors roundup show continues. The Pacers clearly have checked in. I know in the past, Anthony Slater with this, the Raptors have had conversations. We know the Warriors have checked in on OG Anunoby dating back to the deadline. I am teeing up a baseball here. I'm putting it on a tee, and with a lot of my predictions and analysis, I've been knocking it out of the park. On yesterday's show, we talked about OG Anunoby, and I told you, keep an eye out for OG Anunoby. Now, the Warriors offered Jordan Poole for Anunoby, and the Raptors said no. That doesn't mean that the trade discussions are going to end for him ending up with the Warriors. Why? Because they clearly still have interest, and maybe Toronto could be enticed by Jonathan Kuminga. Very good athlete, could play multiple positions, can guard multiple positions, is still very young for a team that is kind of in this rebuilding phase. To Slater on Kuminga, more from him. Do I see him on the Warriors next year? Yes. I don't think he's going to be traded. I don't think he was being shopped. I think the Warriors, and as we're seeing in the Mike Dunleavy era, are very willing to have any conversation you're willing to have as long as you're not asking for Steph Curry. This is a new era of Warriors basketball. Keep in mind that Mike Dunleavy Jr. is not tied to any of these players. He didn't draft Draymond Green. He didn't draft Klay Thompson. He didn't draft Steph Curry. He didn't draft Moses Moody or Jonathan Kuminga. Mike Dunleavy Jr. wants to put his fingerprints on this basketball team. And because he doesn't have emotional ties to those aforementioned players or any of the other players currently on this roster, he will be willing to take calls on some of these players if he thinks that a trade could lead to the Warriors being a better basketball team to once again get back to that championship contention window. Now, let's go to Klay Thompson here. What is the latest on a Klay contract extension? Klay is entering the final year of his deal alongside head coach Steve Kerr. More from Slater, who's the best Warriors reporter in my opinion. As far as an extension this summer, Thompson would have to take a pretty obvious pay cut. Making $43 million right now. I don't know how low of a number we're talking about yet. My expectation, probably something does not get done because Thompson believes, and we know how confident he is in his shot-making ability, that he could go and play himself into more money this year. I'm not sure they'll work something out, but I think the path has been cleared for them to continue their partnership beyond the season. So, Steph already under contract. Draymond soon to be. It looks as though that's going to be the case, and Klay Thompson maybe getting that extension as well. For this core to be together more than a decade, possibly, that's pretty wild. For Klay here, coming off a pretty good season in which last offseason he finally didn't really have to worry about rehabbing an injury, and now he can continue to get stronger because I believe physically he started to wear down a little bit in the NBA playoffs. Wasn't great against Sacramento, and then against the Los Angeles Lakers, we've well documented his struggles against LA. But he did in the regular season shoot about 41% from three-point range. Can he work on that stamina so that he doesn't break down as much at the tail end of next season? And if he ends up producing, and if he duplicates the success that he had in 2022, 2023, even though him, Draymond, Steph Curry, getting a little bit older, if we're talking 3-year contracts for those players to keep this core intact, it's not the worst thing at the end of the day because I still do believe that with some younger pieces around them, they can continue to compete for some NBA championships. And what a story it would be with the Warriors having won 4 championships now in 10 seasons for them to win yet another ring. And then we'd be talking about one of the most impressive dynastic runs in the history of the NBA if it's not already. Name a player that the Warriors should sign in NBA free agency. Just drop me a name down below in that comment section and make sure you subscribe to the show. We'll keep you, appraised? Is that a good word? Is that a right word? Apprised, appraised? As far as the Warriors' moves? I've been thinking about this the last couple of days. We'll keep you appraised? Does that make sense? I'm not even sure. I did study journalism at Temple University. Jack, look that up real quick. Keep you appraised. Appraised. We'll keep you appraised as far as the moves that the Warriors are going to make. See, I'm using my journalism degree from Temple University to good use there. Hit that subscribe button. We appreciate all of you for watching. It's an earlier video here, obviously on Golden State Warriors today, but When the Warriors inevitably make moves throughout free agency, we will be giving you analysis, breakdowns, and covering that breaking news as soon as those moves happen here on Warriors Today and on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. Thanks for watching regardless of where you are, and we'll see you soon, like in a couple of hours.